12 months after changing your product, I can't believe how good I am. The difference is I can open my hands and my knees. I've started Pilates. I'm tolerating it. My knees are tolerating it. And that's because I haven't got rotating hips.
Okay. Exactly.
I'm going to do it. I won't be massive, and I'll tell them to do
great.
the same.
Now tell me, I remember I was just looking at that text message again when we started. You just came back from Europe. That your hands still not getting any, you even said crippled. I mean, it's still.
What's happened, hun? Okay, with arthritis, you know, when the swelling is happening in the joint, that's when it's painful. Once the swelling has occurred, like that one, no pain at all.
Okay.
This one this is the worst.
Yeah.
That about a month ago started, but the difference is I can open my hands. See?
And that is amazing.
I can open my hands, whereas always I couldn't open them. I couldn't get them past sort of that. So this is always going to occur because I'm at that stage. But that's the only one that hurts. The one that's going through the swelling. But I can open my hands non-stop. And my knees, I've started Pilates. And it's sometimes tough, twice a week. But I'm tolerating it. My knees are tolerating it. And when I first had my double hips, he told me we were in for a long journey. And I think he thought it was going to be a fast journey.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing it, Bruce, and I'm still here. And, no touch wood, wherever it may be. But my knees are fine. Yes, they get a little bit, and I just rub stuff on it and, do a bit more. But I'm doing really well. I can't believe 12 months after changing your product, I can't believe how good I am. Truly, hun. Yes, I'd say weather has, but mind you, we've had winter here, and this didn't change. When we got from Europe,
so good to hear. Good to hear.
Doing that. Can you remember what they were like last year?
No, I remember. Yeah.
Like, look at that. Of course, they're distorted, and they'll always be distorted, but they're not.
Right, you can use your hands.
Yep.
I mean, that's let's face it. We're not getting younger, so it's quality of life at your age, and that's
absolutely.
When you told me at the last interview and you said, hey, I can make the beds again, I'm like, that's such a basic thing. And that also means you maybe had issues grabbing other things, and now it's suddenly you can.
It is unbelievable. And I do everything. I do everything.
Yeah.
I promise it has made 12 months later, I would still say it is unbelievable. I am so happy. So I really think it's made a difference, hun. The product itself is different to the other products. Honestly.
For me, this is exciting. This is a great story. Some people come back and say it's not working for them, and that's okay. It's a human body and it's a natural supplement. But I'm curious to hear from Simone. So how did she realize with her hands? How does this start actually?
I think she started with a little bit of swelling about 18 months ago. So she was 50 when she was 50. And I would have started her on my old drugs then. I would have given them to her then, and I don't think it made much difference at all. And then when I started her on these, it would be 12 months I started her on these, because she ordered from you as well, Bruce, not long after. And she's been taking them ever since. And she's also got her husband, who is a diabetic, on them as well, because he's got a shoulder problem. He's 65. He's much older than she is. And he needs he's a builder, but he needs a full shoulder replacement.
Ooh.
And he's taking them as well, and he's got through it. They're just doing the Reno, and he's working hard. So what it does is it seems to sort of act as a muscle relaxant as well as so it's working. It's doing it.
Yeah, I guess it is as an anti-inflammatory. It helps the muscles, and it targets any swelling. And I was just at the osteo a few weeks ago for my lower back, and we were talking about what did I actually do? I must have torn my hip flexor at the gym, and I'm actually also going to Pilates, so that's the best I think we can do. Pilates is so good, huh?
Good, love it.
It's tough. So
I love it.
It looks these small little movements.
Yep.
but they're just like, okay, and another 10, and you're like, oh my word. The first 10 are the easy one, and then, but I feel the difference, and I'm sure you feel the difference. If I don't
keep going too.
I'm the only male sometimes.
He's the only male too.
It's embarrassing, but you know what? My wife says, Holger, who cares? You're feeling better. Your lower back is better. Who cares?
He said, you know what? It's really bizarre. She was telling the girls, I'm the only man in the class. But he couldn't care less. He really, really enjoys it. And he had to start from, because when you hold it, it's hard for me sometimes to hold.
Onto
but the way they do, and that's when I do that night, takes a little minute for this to calm down, but I'm doing it. I mean, I couldn't have done that before.
Yeah, great. So I'm talking to the osteo and said, oh, my hip flexor. And he's like, well, pretty much to every thing you do where you hurt your body in whatever way, the response is a swelling and is in it responds with inflammation and making everything stiff. So my hip flexor was stiff because the body is swollen, and protecting that muscle or the joint or whatever is kind of sort of damaged to let it heal. And the inflammation is actually a protection mechanism from but then the body sometimes overreacts and protects too much, which is where you want your body to protect itself. That's true. But you also want the knee to swell down, or your fingers or my hips. So it's kind of that balance, he said, and that's why the anti-inflammatories, like the natural anti-inflammatories, are so good, because they target literally all these different, whether it's joints or muscles. Not that I know all the details, and I might, if someone who knows more than me watches this, they will laugh at me, but I'm looking at it a practical perspective, like you. You're taking it, fingers better. Your daughter taking it better. Partner, the business partner, taking it for a knee replacement, fastest recovery the surgeon has pretty much ever seen. And he's, as I said, 72.
Yeah, and also Bruce, I could not have done Pilates this time before I started.
That's another amazing story. It reminds me of the two ladies. I don't know whether you've watched the video with Lindsay and Margaret. They said the same thing. They went back to the gym doing classes they couldn't do, and that's kind of confirming it's not going to fix the body, as we all know.
No,
but it brings you back into, I can exercise and strengthen the overall muscles of your body, and that improves your quality of life.
No, I couldn't have done it. So, and it's like a yoga, they get at that, what you do, so they get you down on the reformer.
Yeah, I know.
And I normally can't, like I could not have supported myself. But I can do a lot now. I can't support myself, of course, but I can use my hands in ways. Yeah. And I feel that it's not agonizing. Does that make sense? Whereas before, I couldn't even do that because I couldn't have stretched my hands out enough to do it. So, darling, it's made a huge difference. I hadn't even thought about that before, actually, until I just said it.
So when did you start doing Pilates?
Oh, 3 months.
It was a rhetorical question, but in a way, if you would have said 2 weeks, we could say, oh, wait, you might feel it until your body can't take it. But if you've been able to do it for 3 months, it's actually clear. It's not too much for your hands. It's not too much for your body. But it's great.
I have a feeling that all the time, because of the different exercises that I'm doing, are getting better. The stomach, all of the core is easy because the core is not affected.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And the legs are brilliant. Most of the time, it's just with double hips, and they're 8 years old now. Pete's hips were done last year, and he's got. They have new hips. They have a different hips. They have a rotating hips. My hips, when I do that, the
split thing, kind of.
I can't do that. I can't put my heels together. It doesn't matter what I do or how.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I do it. And that's because I haven't got rotating hips. I say to them at Pilates when I come out, they all think I'm good, like the teacher. I just love them anyway. So we all have a nice little laugh at the end because it's very serious, as you know, when you're doing it. And
I think the Pilates is a great story. Actually, that we haven't had that last time. I think it's a great story for people to hear. Actually, that after 12 months, it's not something that wears out. Because some medication you take and, you're flying high and then boom, after 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and you have to up your dosage to actually, and then it starts again. And but the damage then often is like, it's that trade-off.
And we have been walking always still, 4Ks a morning.
Yeah.
I stopped doing the day that I do Pilates, I stop because I go to Pilates at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
and so I'm doing the walk as well, because actually it was a bit much, and I've been swimming as well. So
Oh wow.
honestly, it's all, I truly think it's all, in fact, I hadn't even thought about the fact that it's all happening now, because I just thought, oh, well, that's happening. But it's not. It's because of my body after taking it. It is. It's just all happened. It's good.
It's a great story. Wow. I
really
love to hear that. And that Simone is on it too. And, at her age and feeling the difference. So she should definitely, she can definitely double when she's back and she's feeling it's a bit. And that's why I'm taking the curcumin every day. Not that I'm super crook at the moment. My shoulder, true, but I even took it before that, simply because I think the earlier you start with preventing these,
definitely.
And they say the same with the cancer cells, which is somehow, that thing that everyone talks about. Who knows whether you get it or not? And look, as I don't believe in these things too much. That there's a risk. Do you know what I mean? I'm a Christian, so actually I believe I'm in God's hand. I'm not depending on, maybe I get cancer and my mother had breast cancer, and so I'm. But on the other hand, I do whatever I can do to stay healthy. That's what I'm trying to say. Eat healthy, don't eat junk food, and take early good supplements like curcumin, and that's good. And collagen, just because we touched on that, not that my hairs are falling out, but if I can do that now, I know it looks like it. I don't know. Everyone makes jokes. I had curly long hair, and I tried to date my now wife, and she was not very responsive, and for some reason on my 18th birthday, I think my brother just was like, okay, let's cut it off, something like that. Comes off, and I think that's how she said, I would have never taken you with the long hair. It looked terrible to me. All righty. Okay. Thanks, love. Bruce. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.
All the best in October.
Bye, see you in October. Bye-bye.
Bye, hon.